Good morning, students. In last class, we discussed the introduction part of this applied chemistry new lesson in chemistry. We discussed about pharmaceutical chemistry and electrochemistry in detail. Today, we are going to see the other branches of chemistry. One is radiochemistry and agricultural chemistry and food chemistry. These three we are going to discuss today. Write today's date in your textbook. Take page number 191, radiochemistry. You have studied in previous chapters that elements can exist in nature as their isotopes. So, what do you mean by isotopes? Same atomic number but different mass number we call as isotopes. Iso means same. Isotopes are atoms with same number of protons and electrons and different number of neutrons. Underline isotopes with same number of protons and electrons and different number of neutrons. Some isotopes are stable and they stay forever. These are the elements that we see around us and find in nature. However, some isotopes are unstable and they undergo disintegration by losing their energy in the form of radiation. So, isotopes means we all know same atomic number but different mass number. So, when these isotopes will not be stable every time. So, they will be unstable and start losing their energy. So, how they will lose their energy? In the form of radiation. As we studied earlier, every element tries to attain stability by sharing, losing or gaining electrons. So how do they attain octet? How many electrons should be there in an atom to attain octet? 8 electrons. So to attain octet, either it can lose electrons or it can gain electrons. Thus, the unstable isotopes of elements lose their energy in the form of radiation to become stable. ஸோ எப்படி அது ஸ்டேபிள் ஆகும்? அன்ஸ்டேபிளாக இருக்கிற ஐசோடோப்ஸை எனர்ஜியை ரேடியேஷன் ஃபார்மில் ரிலீஸ் பண்ணி தே வில் பிகம் ஸ்டேபிள். திஸ் ஃபினாமினன் இஸ் கால் ரேடியோ ஆக்டிவ் டீகே. இப்படி எனர்ஜியை லூஸ் பண்ணி ஸ்டேபிலிட்டி அட்டைன் பண்ணுற ப்ராசஸ் பேர் வி கால் இட் ஆஸ் ரேடியோ ஆக்டிவ் டீகே. அண்டர்லைன் the isotope which undergoes radioactive decay is called radioactive isotope or radioisotope. This property of isotope is known as radioactivity. Uranium in the ground can decay into radon gas, which can be very dangerous to humans. It is thought to be the second leading isotope to cause lung cancer. So uranium na pathina or sila parts of the world or parts of our country, you can see in some particular areas which is in the earth, under the ground it will be. So it will be consumed by humans in case if we grow plants in that area. So on the area nama plants eல்லாம் grow பண்ணோம்னா uranium or any fishing is done in that area, any food we are growing in that area means if we consume that, it will cause a lung cancer. Okay. Radiochemistry is the study of chemistry of radioactive and non-radioactive isotopes. So, what is the study of radiochemistry? Study of radioactive and non-radioactive isotopes. It includes both natural and artificial isotopes. Radiochemistry mainly deals with application of radioisotopes to study the nature of chemical reactions of radioactive isotopes. Elements and applications of radioisotopes in various fields. So what are the applications of radiochemistry? Radioisotopes can easily be detected and estimated quantitatively. So they are used in radiochemistry for various applications. Radiochemistry mainly deals with the study of chemical reactions of non-radioactive isotopes and using radioisotopes. So radioactive isotopes use பண்ணி chemical reactions எல்லாம் study பண்ணுவாங்க radiochemistryல. In addition to that, it could find applications in medical field and environmental management also. Let us list them one by one. So radiocarbon dating. What is radiocarbon dating? It is a method by which the age of fossil wood. So you will be having, we people used to say this is 1,000-year-old tree, 750-year-old tree, So wood age they will be able to identify by doing this radiocarbon dating method. Our animal is determined using fossil fuel or wood. Animal எல்லாம் நிறைய பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அதோட போன்ஸ் மட்டும் நமக்கு கிடைக்கும். ஸோ அந்த போன்ஸ் வச்சு how much year oldன்றதை we can able to identify. That is because of carbon-14 isotope use பண்ணி they will do radiocarbon dating. Diagnosis. In diagnosis we are It is very useful in diagnosing many diseases. So you see iodine 131, location and detection of brain tumor. எங்கே இருக்குது brain tumor, எந்த இடத்துல இருக்குது, அதை எப்படி டிடெக்ட் பண்ணலாம், டிடெக்ட் பண்ணி லொக்கேஷன் ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணுறதுக்கு iodine 131 ஹெல்ப்ஃபுல்லாக இருக்குது. நாட் only for brain tumor, for thyroid gland and disorder. Sodium 24, location of blood clot and circulation disorders, pumping action of heart. Iron 59, diagnosis of anemia and pregnancy disorder. Cobalt 60, diagnosis of cancer. Hydrogen 3, water content of the human body. And then radiotherapy. Radioactive isotopes are used in treatment of many diseases. This kind of treatment is called radiotherapy. Treatment of disease use பண்றது என்னது radiotherapy. Gold 198 is used in the treatment of cancer. Iodine 131, hyperthyroidism and cancer. Phosphorus 32, blood disorder and skin disease. Cobalt 60 is used for cancer, treating the cancer. So this is all about all the important use of radiochemistry. So major use it is in the medical field. It is useful in curing so many diseases. The next chemistry we are going to see is agricultural and food chemistry. The in between part is not there for you. Just strike out it. Then now directly come to agricultural chemistry. Why do we need this chemistry in agriculture? Agricultural chemistry involves the application of chemical and biochemical knowledge to agricultural production, processing of raw materials into food and beverages, and environmental monitoring and remediation. So ஒரு food production எப்படி இருக்குது, அதை எப்படி ப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்ணி, அதை எப்படி ப்ராசஸ் பண்ணி, அதை எப்படி ஃபுட்டாக கன்வெர்ட் பண்ணுறாங்க. நாட் ஓன்லி ஃபுட் அண்ட் so many things, beverages, environmental monitoring, அது எப்படி ஸ்டாக் இருக்குது, how it is reaching the consumers. ஸோ இது எல்லாத்தையுமே ஸ்டடி பண்ணுறது. மேஜர்லி இட் இஸ் ரிலேஷன் பிட்வீன் பிளான்ட், அனிமல்ஸ், பாக்டீரியா அண்ட் த என்வாயன்மெண்ட். நமக்கும் பிளான்ட் அண்ட் அனிமல்ஸ்க்கும் இருக்கிற ஒரு ரிலேஷன்ஷிப், சயின்டிஃபிக் ரிலேஷன் தான் என்னது அக்ரிகல்ச்சுரல் கெமிஸ்ட்ரி. கோல்ஸ் ஆஃப் அக்ரிகல்ச்சுரல் கெமிஸ்ட்ரி. ஸோ அக்ரிகல்ச்சுரல் கெமிஸ்ட்ரியோட கோல்ஸ் எல்லாம் என்ன? Indian chemists and biochemists applied their knowledge and developed modernized agricultural practice which involves the use of synthetic fertilizers, genetically modified crops and equipments. So எப்படின்னா one plant, if you are growing, if you are planting a seed, if you are sowing a seed to grow a plant, it should not take so many days for giving fruit or for growing. It should not take. So genetically modified means what? Better yield. So they will just change, they'll cross some two varieties of plants, or they will try to create new by just discovering new seeds, by researching with the seed itself. So many studies are there in depth. So creating new varieties of ideas to modify the crops and the equipments and the fertilizers. So mainly it is aiming at producing sufficient nutritious food and feed the population in sustainable way while being responsible stewards of our environment and ecosystem. Based on the issues and challenges in agricultural production, agricultural chemistry mainly focuses to achieve the following: increase in crop yield and livestock, improvement of food quality, reducing cost of food production. What are the applications of agricultural chemistry? Chemical principles and reactions are most widely used in agriculture in order to increase the yield. So chemical principles, so many modifications by adding chemicals, they will increase the yield of the food, that the quantity jaasti agum. To protect the crop from diseases, pesticides la use பண்றாங்க இல்லையா, and to simplify the practice of agriculture. Various applications are given below. See here. First is soil testing. So crop plants may have different kinds of soil. A farmer will be there. A farmer will be buying a new land for agriculture purpose. So he should be knowing whether that land will be able to grow the plant properly. அந்த இடத்துல அது சூட்டபிளான லேண்டா, அந்த நம்ம அங்கே அக்ரிகல்ச்சர் பண்ணுறதுக்கு அதோட பிஹெச் என்ன, ஹவு லாங் இட் வில் ஹாவ் த வாட்டர் இன் த அண்டர் கிரவுண்ட், இது எல்லாமே ஸ்டடி பண்ணுறதுக்கு சாயில் டெஸ்டிங் இஸ் த ஒன் ஆஃப் த மெத்தட்ஸ். ஸோ தட் இஸ் agricultural chemistry will help in that. ஸோ அதில் ஏதாவது ப்ராப்ளம் இருந்தால் அதோட ரெமிடியேஷன் கொடுப்பாங்க, ஆர் ரெமிடியேஷன் ஆஃப் த சாயில். சாயில் டெஸ்டிங் இன்வால்வ்ஸ் த determination of pH, porosity and texture. Chemical fertilizers. Fertilizers are chemical compounds added to crop field for supplying essential micro and macronutrients required for crop growth. Ammonium nitrate, calcium phosphate, urea, nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. All these are very useful. Or some of the fertilizers. Depending upon the nature of the soil, these fertilizers are used singly or as a mixture. Pesticides and insecticides. Crops are prone to disease caused by pests and insects. So, easier ஒரு crop என்ன பண்ணலாம், insects வந்து attack பண்ணலாம். Chemically synthesized pesticides and insecticides are used to solve these issues. So, chemicals use பண்ணி the insects and the pest நம்ம என்ன பண்ணலாம்னா kill பண்ணலாம். Chlorinated hydrocarbons, organophosphates and carbamates are used as pesticides and insecticides. Food chemistry. Food is one of the basic need of human and animal. The food we eat also or more of chemical, that is made of chemicals only. Any human might require the following kinds of food. So நம்ம சாப்பிடுற food, நம்ம body, it is completely of chemical reactions only. So we are also taking chemicals to our body. So what are the kind of food we need? First is body building food. These are required for physical growth of our body, which is what proteins are the major body building food. Energy giving foods are what? Carbohydrates and fats. So why do we need energy giving? For functioning the parts of the body. Protective foods to protect us from the deficiency diseases, that is vitamins and minerals. So every human being must be taking all this different food and food to our body to have a balanced diet, which is in a right proportion. If you take, means that will be in a balanced diet. Food chemistry is a chemistry of food which involves the analysis, underline analysis, processing, packaging and utilization. So studying about that and how it is getting processed, how we're getting it is packaged, how it is used by the human beings, and food safety and including bioenergy for food safety and quality பற்றி study பண்ணுறது தான் என்னது food chemistry. So what are the goals of food chemistry? Food chemistry oda goal enna? The main goal of food chemistry is to cater the need of quality quality food to the population in a sustainable way. It should not be it should not be inadequate for the population. It should be adequate, okay? And in basic research, food chemists study the properties of proteins, fats and starches and carbohydrate as well as microcomponents such as additives and flavorants to determine how each works in a food system. In application research, they often develop new ways to use ingredients or new ingredients altogether, such as fat or sugar replacements. Chemicals in food. Food we eat in our day-to-day life contains natural and synthetic chemicals. They serve different functions to human body. First is nutrients. They are the most essential chemicals present in food. They are required for growth, physiological and metabolic activities of the body. So nutrients is very important for the human body. They are natural and synthetic also. Carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins and minerals. Food additives. Food additives la enadhu? These are the chemicals added to this food for specialized functions. adula illada or something add panni adoda function increase pandratha enadhu? Food additives. So what are the type of food additives we use? Preservatives nam add பண்ணுவோம் to protect the food from getting spoiled. Colorants, அழகான கலர் கொடுக்கறதுக்காக we use the colorants. Artificial sweeteners to add the sweetness to the food. Flavor enhancers to enhance the flavor. Antioxidants, they prevent the food from getting oxidized. So என்னெல்லாம் நம்ம வந்து preservative யூஸ் பண்ணுறோம்? Vinegar, sodium benzoic acid, sodium nitrate are the preservatives. Colorants, carotenoids is present in carrots. Anthocyanin and curcumin is present in turmeric. And saccharin, cyclamate are the sweetening agents. Monosodium glutamate and calcium diglutamate is a flavor enhancers, which is the chemical substance. Vitamin C, vitamin E and vitamin D are which will control the oxidation of food. So these are the food additives, okay? With this the lesson gets over, children. The other topics are not there for you. So we'll send you the book back exercise for economic biology and this lesson by this weekend. Thank you, students.